Hey everybody, I'm Evan. I'm with Cloud. We help companies automate using Salesforce's Agentforce platform, as well as AI platforms generally. So we're a big fan of Salesforce and the Agentforce platform, but there's a lot of ways to adopt AI in an organization. So these webinars are a little bit more platform agnostic than some of our other content online that has more to do with strictly Agentforce. So if you want to check that out, feel free to go to our YouTube channel, Cloud. We've got a lot of Agentforce content there. AI sometimes gets things wrong. How do I trust it? So anybody that's used ChatGPT, I feel like you don't have to use it for very long before the first time that it tells you something that's just simply not true. Or you can say, hey, who won this sports game in 1988, and it can come back and just have a wrong answer, but it's really confident about it, where you're like, okay, it almost gets to the point where you're like, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose? I'm relying on this thing for information, but if I have to fact check everything it says, maybe I should have just started with Google. Like, what's the point of using the AI in the first place? So there are some pretty cool things that you can do that right now. The important thing to understand is that AI in its current form is non-deterministic, meaning you truly don't know exactly what's going to come out of the AI. It's also, we don't fully have visibility into what even happens within the neural net. You have input, and then it's a bit of a black box where we get the right answer out, but we're not exactly sure how it got there. So anyways, there's no way to control or make it so that AI hallucination doesn't happen. So it's getting better. Newer models and smarter models are hallucinating less and less, especially the reasoning models like DeepSeek R1 and OpenAI's O1 and O3. But they still hallucinate from time to time. It's just something that's important to know. So main thing to keep in mind here is that you should, at least for now, until it gets perfect, we'll see where it goes. I feel like it's moving so fast. By the time this gets published, there may be a solution to this problem already. But for now, for the foreseeable future, we need to keep humans in the loop. And then even better is keeping data in the loop. So what do I mean by this? More and more, we're seeing AI agents that can take actions on their own. A good example is Salesforce's Agentforce platform. Currently, it can do the work of like an entry-level SDR or kind of an entry-level customer service rep, where for the customer service example, it can take user cases that are created or emails and then figure out what's the best way to respond to this person. A lot of those questions get asked over and over again. And so it can have some responses and be able to not just spit out. It's not a decision tree where it's like spitting out like, if they ask this question, use this answer, but kind of use the information from your organization and the things that they know to answer the question in a conversational way. So it's really, really cool. But what we don't want to do is fully take our hands off the wheel and let these agents go totally rogue. You want to make sure, especially if they're interacting with your customers, that what they're saying is accurate and true. So that's why, for instance, Salesforce's Agentforce agents have actions built in to say, at a certain point, if a customer is asking questions about this or this, or the level of complexity of the question gets to a certain point, you want to like kick that case over to a real person, or some monitoring capabilities to allow people to go and review what the agents have been saying to customers. So you want to keep humans in the loop. We also want to keep data in the loop. So what does that mean? Let's take the customer service AI agent example again. You want those agents to have access to correct information. So if a customer logs a case, the AI agent probably wants to have access to information that you have about that customer, products that they've purchased, cases that they've raised in the past, and that kind of thing. And then they'll want to know about your products. They'll want access to your knowledge base so that they can then have accurate things to go say. So you want to get your data in a form that is useful to be used by AI. So whether that's humans chatting with an AI model, where you can kind of do what we talked about before, where it takes information from your data and injects it into the prompt as it's on its way. or if it's an AI agent, that you want to make sure that the data is in a form where the agent can access it and understand what it needs to do its job. So there's a lot of ways to do this. There's a lot of agent platforms, AI providers that all have various levels of ability to keep humans in the loop or to give access to your data to AI agents or chatbots. One example, and again, I think I mentioned at the top, we're big fans of Salesforce. They are quite ahead and forward thinking when it comes to especially these AI agents. So to use the Salesforce example, and then know that as we're talking about some of these products, there are like similar offerings out there, but just to keep it in one example, we'll keep going down the Salesforce path. So one thing that Salesforce recently started offering is their Data Cloud platform. This is a CDP, customer data platform, that you can pull in all the data from across your organization. So every platform, if you have an app or a website or something, it can pull data from there. Just get all the data from your organization living in one place. And then it has tools to take that data and then turn it into essentially a form that the AI can use and reference efficiently and well. And so that data now lives on top of Salesforce, which is where both your people and your AI agents are working. So all the components of being able to use AI well for business cases are all living in the same place. So then you have AI agents through Agentforce. You've got all of your organization's data through Data Cloud, and then your people already have been and will continue to work in Salesforce. So that's a good example of a platform that has taken the right things into mind, to kind of keeping the right things in mind to make sure that even though AI is not perfect, that it performs very well, and that it can check its assumptions and the things that it says against your data and against your users' input to be as correct as possible, and then make sure that in interactions with your customers or prospects that humans have access to and can stay in the loop so that your AI is not just running road. It's early days on AI agents. They're still like in their very, very first form, but it's exciting what they can do already. And absolutely, we're going to see more and more AI agents doing work that people have done. And people will continue to be needed as, staying in the loop and making sure the AI is doing the work correctly. But there's huge efficiency gains and automation potential through AI agents, and we're just going to see more and more of that. So anyways, Data Cloud's not the only customer data platform. There's other ones out there that would serve the same purpose as long as you can surface the information to an AI. And then there's lots of agent platforms popping up, N8N, and then more like code heavy platforms like Crew AI and LangChain, those kind of things for creating AI agents. So that's another thing that, shameless plug here. It's another thing that we specialize in, is creating agents both on and off the Salesforce platform and Agentforce. So again, if it's something that you want more information about or could use help standing up, we are more than happy to help. Just feel free to reach out. So that's going to wrap it up. You may have noticed, I keep calling this a webinar, but there's nobody else here. It's just me today. We are hoping to have more and more people attend. If you want to come to the webinar, feel free. So solve.cloud is our website, and then you sign up for future webinars right there on the website, in which case this Q&A part is going to get a lot more interesting. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. And then if you want to attend future webinars, more than happy to kind of stay on. So this will be what it looks like. Each time we'll kind of end with Q&A. But for now, really appreciate you watching. It helps us out a ton. If you feel like, hey, this was super valuable, I want to help out Solved, then feel free to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then solve.cloud is where you can find more information about us and reach out if you have questions. So thank you very much, everybody.